The One Punch Man event is now live. You know what that means. Say hello to Dinos, Saitama, and Terrible Tornado, all available in the store as a bundle. Now, if you don't want to pay for a One Punch Man skin, there is a free Newman Rider skin from One Punch Man that you can unlock by just simply playing the game. Alongside this mid-season patch, there have been some hero balance updates and some quality of life updates. In the background, you'll be seeing my first ever time playing as Doomfist. You know, if I'm ever gonna play as Doomfist, I've got to be Saitama. And I don't know, I felt like Saitama's energy was radiating in me. I physically felt the hair follicles in my head fall off and I became an absolute beast. Now let's get into some of the balance updates. For the tank role, Orisa's ult, Terror Surge, can now be interrupted by Sombra's hack. The developers left a comment on the reasoning behind this, being that Terror Surge is a channeled ultimate, which cannot be interrupted by most abilities, as it gave the same effect as Fortify. While this makes sense for stuns, Sombra's hack's interrupt shouldn't be negated and now correctly cancels Terror Surge. Ramattra got a small quality of life update, which is when using Annihilation while in Nemesis form, it now refreshes your bonus armor. The reason behind this is that players found that shifting out of Nemesis form before activating the Annihilation ultimate would fully reset Nemesis form's bonus armor. So to smooth out, the gameplay, it now resets the armor health automatically as part of the ultimate activation. Now Roadhog actually got some decent buffs and may actually revive the hero. So the chain hook cooldown now starts when the ability ends instead of at the start, and the chain hook cooldown has now been reduced from 8 to 6 seconds. Now this is big. This reduces his cooldown by 25%. He's able to now throw out a lot more hooks per game, either dispositioning you or your teammates, or getting that tricky one-shot combo that he's still able to do. The developer comment was that the chain hook cooldown beginning when the ability started instead of at the end caused some confusion when discussing the cooldown, since once you could see the timer, it appeared as a second shorter, 7 seconds, than the actual maximum cooldown. After fixing that, we're reducing the cooldowns overall by an additional second to increase the frequency of Roadhog's team utility, now that being pulled in by chain hook is less deadly. Wrecking Ball. Now Wrecking Ball has been everywhere recently, and they have added a few quality of life updates for him, but also have given him a small nerf. Firstly, they added a hero specific option, relative aim sensitivity while rolling, and relative gyro sensitivity while rolling, Nintendo Switch platform only. The reason behind this is to separate a aim sensitivity while transformed into a ball, as players may want to aim his weapons in first person and move the camera in third person significantly differently. They have also added a timeout indicator for Grappling Claw, located above the ability icon to indicate its maximum duration before automatically detaching. And finally, the little nerf that he got was his ultimate Minefield, which now has its arming time increased from 1 second to 1.25 seconds. Now Zarya gained a small buff, but just small adjustments like this usually send Zarya into meta. So the shed cooldown for the particle barrier and projected barrier is now reduced from 11 seconds to 10 seconds. If you remember, they previously decreased both barrier duration and increased the cooldown at the same time, which the developers say has lowered Zarya's effectiveness more than anticipated. This is a partial reversion to help level it out. Now, in my opinion, Zarya, just small tweaks like Zarya will honestly just send her into overpowered meta. I still see Zarya as viable. I still see a lot of people run Zarya, so I think this might make her a little OP again. Now, the DPS role. Ashe's ult, Bob, now prefers to shoot at an enemy target that Ashe damages with her rifle. Oh god, it's just like Torb's turret. Ashe is incredible in this meta. I think with this small buff to her ult, it's gonna be so much easier to snipe out the squishies. I'm guessing this is gonna be a free kill on flying heroes easily. The developers have said they want to enable Ashe and Bob to easily assist one another. Bob now prioritizes targets damaged by Ashe's rifle, which allows for more flexible ultimate placements. Hanzo gained a small buff. Hanzo gained a small buff. It's not too much to write home about, but his lunge cooldown has now decreased from 5 seconds to 4 seconds. The devs say that Hanzo has high burst damage potential with Storm Bow and Storm Arrows and strong utility with Sonic Arrow, but still underperforms compared to other heroes in the same role. This change increases his survivability without directly improving his strengths. Yo, another buff for the fit Queen Mei? Mei's ultimate Blizzard. The cast time for Blizzard has now been reduced from 0.5 to 0.4 seconds. The reasoning behind this, which I personally didn't notice, is Mei's Blizzard ultimate cast time sometimes led to situations where the animation appeared to have been completed, but still there was an additional time that it could get interrupted. This change will help mitigate that feeling without significantly reducing counterplay. Pharah got a small quality of life update when now the jump jet movement is now influenced by directional inputs. The dev comment highlights, in addition to rapidly launching her upwards, jump jet used to always move Pharah forward a small amount, which made the ability feel less responsive when trying to move to the side or backwards. This change now enables a small amount of horizontal movement in any direction. Bro, is Pharah just gonna be harder to kill now? Hey yo, if you're on low elo, good luck. Good luck. And the final DPS hero, which is a big nerf to the Thick 5 Slayer, dominating high elo is Sojourn. Her torso hit volume width has now been increased by 20%. Due to the angle of Sojourn's torso in her default animation stance, her torso hit volume was more difficult to hit compared to similarly sized heroes. Basically, they're just saying that Sojourn was too snatched, bro. Alright, finally the support role. Baptiste's key ability, the Immortality Field, has gained a buff. The minimum health threshold has now been increased from 10% to 25%. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't notice how annoying Batfield was until I played a very good Bat player. But now increase that to 25%, I think it's gonna make Bap so much more viable. The developers do say Baptiste is capable of potent damage and healing output, but often slightly underperformed across many skill levels. This change to the Immortality Field's minimum health threshold will strengthen his utility and enable him to more reliably assist his allies after its effect ends. That's all for the balance updates, but there's a lot more updates on things like bugs and footsteps, etc. I will link the patch notes in the description if you would like to see all the changes. My final opinion on this mid-season patch is I think it's really good. I love the One Punch Man skins. The hero updates are, in my opinion, quite solid and not game breaking. I hope. And I think the game is definitely moving in the right direction. Competitive this season has been really fun in my opinion. I feel like the game is quite balanced, quite healthy. However, the matchmaking still needs improvement because I swear I was having a mental breakdown last night on stream with the kind of teammates I had. It was unbearable. But overall, the game does feel good. I hope you did enjoy the gameplay in the background, you know, being with Saitama, my first ever Doomfist match. Yes, it is quick play, and shout out to all my homies that are playing with me at the time. You know that Mercy Pocket from Pokenova went crazy. If you did enjoy the video, feel free to drop a sub. I'd really appreciate it, and I hope you all have a great week. Peace.